Okay, I'm starting my live stream. It is secret right now, so I gotta add people. So I'm adding people now. No one has come yet. Nobody has come yet. Okay. Oh, Arash. Hello. I'm adding a few more. I'm just adding people now. Arash. Good to see you, man. I'm going to add a few more groups, my live stream. Not too many groups, just testing. How's it going? Nakati Sahin, hello. Hello everyone who's joining. I'm just adding people now. All right, 5 people have come in. If you came in, say hello. Let's hear from you so I know who's here. Akib Ahmad Khan. Akib Khan, hello, welcome. I'm just adding people now. So it'll take a couple minutes for more people to come. If you're here, please say something. Oh, good to see you too, Akib Khan. There should be less people today because this is only for the WhatsApp group, okay? So I'm not live to, this video is not public to everyone. It's just for the WhatsApp people. So I tried to invite a few WhatsApp groups here, and then we'll see. I'm just adding. If you have English questions, you can start typing them. You know, that's why we're here, to ask. You ask the questions about English, and I try to make your English better. Oh. All right, there's 8 people in the group, but I've only seen from 3 people. So if you're watching, just why don't you say hello so I know who you are? Why don't you tell me your name so I know what to call you? And if you have a question, type it out. Sorry, I cannot hear you. Hector Lugo. Hi, Robin from Mexico. Hello, Hector. Which group are you coming from? I'm adding a few groups here. MD, Mohammed Ruman. Hello, it's Ruman. Ah, yes. Layla. Hi, Robin. How's it going? Hi, Layla. Welcome. It's nice to see you here. Can everyone hear me okay? Okay, Arash started off with the first question. If you got any questions, just ask me now. If you don't have any questions, you don't have to watch, right? I'm just doing this for free to help students, to help them improve their English. Arash asks, any new tips for speaking skill? Now, Arash, I see you, I probably see you the most in WhatsApp because you are in so many groups. You're in so many speaking groups. And I think you practice every day, and I think you're doing a really good job. What do you think, Arash? Is WhatsApp helping you? You're so active there. Ruman, I'm from Learn English with Robin Shaw. Okay, welcome. Welcome back. I don't think I've talked to you very much or at all in the chat group. But welcome. In the WhatsApp chat. Oh, there's lots of people. Lots of people don't like free chat. Okay, Hector Lugo. How can I use the verbs can and be able to? Well, let's go to the board. Can you see that? I hope you can see that. I can swim. And I'm able to swim. So I think Hector is asking, what is the difference between these two? Is that right, Hector? So for can, that's probably the most common. You just want to say, but basically both sentences mean the same thing. It's just the type of situation that changes when you would use it. So usually this is the answer to the question. So if someone asks, can you swim? You can say yes, or yes I can, or I can swim. And if someone asks you, are you able to swim? You would say, yes, I'm able to swim. So basically they mean the same thing for spoken English. I'm not sure where you're confused. So able is more of an ability. You have this skill, you can swim. And I can swim is just quickly telling someone you can do something. All right. Okay, so I'm going to move on to the next question. If I didn't answer your question, let me know, and I'll try to explain a little more detailed. Ruman, what I have to do to get your love? Is this, very important sentence. You should say, what do I have to do? What do I have to do to get your love? All right. So MD Ruman, who are you going to say that to? I would like to know. Maybe you see some girl at the coffee shop and you want to use that sentence. I'm going, Akib Khan, I'm going to somewhere due to some work. I'm just coming. I'm not sure what you mean by that. Leila, is this question correct? What time is it in your country? That is correct. The grammar is perfect. That's the question you want to ask anybody you're talking to who's in a different country. Sorry, I'm making distractions all the time in the group. Try to correct grammar mistakes and etc. You're very helpful in the group. You're always correcting people. Is that right? Yeah, Hector Lugo. Okay, Robin, thanks. Yeah, they basically mean the same thing. It depends on the question. This is more of the ability, and then you can do that. There might be another example where they might mean slightly different, but I can't think of every example in English right now. So if you could help me with an example, then I can see what you're talking about. and answer on the board. Harash, yes, of course, WhatsApp group helps me a lot. My listening skill gets better with it. I need to work on my speaking most. Well, Arash, you should be sending a lot of voice notes. I added a new member today, you might have noticed. And I haven't talked to him in the group too much. And you see him as Assad. He joined the group today, and he loves to send voice notes. He doesn't really like to chat. He always sends voice notes, and that's great. The problem is not everyone's always listening to your voice notes, but I try to listen to every voice note in my groups. So if you send more voice notes, I can learn more about your English ability and give you some tips. Not really, someone from my school. What do you mean, not really? I forget my question. Just okay, back. How to use to look forward to in a simple sentence. I look. I don't like erasers. I like the rag. Look forward to. I look forward. You always want the look forward to. These three words are going to go together. I look forward to. So you're getting very excited about something. So I look forward to summer because I like going to the beach. I look forward to Christmas because I like to get gifts. I look forward to many things. You're starting to get excited and happy about something that's coming in the future. Does that answer your question? If not, rephrase it. Arash, as your camera shy. Oh. Well, Arash, if you can send, you are an admin to my group. So as an admin, if you're anyone who's an administrator, admin in my group, you can send me messages directly. So for helping my group to be a good group, of course, I can help you directly. So don't be shy. Send me a message directly. I can only hear your voice note. And maybe that'll help you to get more confidence. All right, Ruman, what about to be looking Ruman, can you give me an example sentence using that? What exactly do you mean to be looking forward to? Because to be is the be verb. I am looking forward to. Do you have another suggestion, another sentence different than this? Let me know. Any other questions, guys? You got a native speaker here. I've been a teacher 20 years. If you need some answers, I can help you out. Nadira Kana, hello Mr. Robin. Just call me Robin. I'm with you in group WhatsApp. Well, I'm glad you're with me in WhatsApp. Do you have any English questions? It is nighttime for me. It's 10:46 p.m. in Korea. All of you, I think all of you know I'm Canadian, but I work in Korea. It's cold in Korea, so I always have to wear a sweater. Carrie Page, you are asking one of the most difficult questions in English. You're talking about articles, and I'll try to explain. It's very difficult to use the articles and the. There's so many different cases we would use these articles, and you really need English experience to know how to master these articles. For students of English, it's hard to master using articles because a lot of languages don't use these articles. So this is something when I don't know which language you're using. Which country are you from? Well, if you're from a country like Korea, Koreans don't use articles in their language, so when they try to learn English, and English has these articles, it's very difficult. So, to answer your question, what's the difference between and the, or an and the? On the simplest level, and an are used to identify a noun. Here, I'm going to make a sentence. So my first sentence, there is a cat. We need this article with the cat. There is a cat. Now, we know about the cat now. The cat is black. Okay, so in our first sentence, when we're talking about something, we should identify it with an article, a or an. Once you're talking to someone and they know about the noun you are talking about, after that, whoops, I made a mistake. No, I didn't. Sorry, I was confused about my sentence. After that, we know we're talking about this cat, so from now on we can use the cat. Now, it's very important, we cannot say there is the cat. We have to identify the noun first in our speaking, a cat, and then we can identify it as the cat. That's the simplest way, the simplest difference between a and the. But the is used in other places, which makes it more confusing because we often use the with famous things. So if I said, the sun is bright. Okay, I would never say a sun is bright because there is only one sun in our sky. That's the famous. So we would always use the sun is bright. So famous things we can use the because everyone knows that noun already. But most of the time we have to identify it with a and an, then we can use the after that. I hope that answers your question. I'm going to move over a little bit. I'm going to move on. over there. All right, what else is next? Layla, which one is correct? Do you know what this is? Do you know what? No, the first one is correct, Layla. Do you know what this is? David. Oh, is that the same David from my group? David is a hero. I always appreciate David because he teaches more than me. David, where is your live stream? I want to watch your live stream. Yeah, Ruman, I'm looking forward to the concert. I'm getting excited about the upcoming or future concert. I'm not sure where you're confused about looking forward to. It just means you're getting excited about something coming in the future. Yeah, and David, the super teacher, looking forward to, plus Jaren, ing, okay. Nadira, Karan, but clearly we have a lot of catching up to do. What does that mean? Clearly we have a lot of catching up to do. So clearly is obviously, or of course. We have a lot of catching up to do. Now catching up means you didn't talk to someone for a long time. So you didn't talk to, let's say your sister, if you have a sister, and you didn't talk to your sister for 2 months. And then you call her up and you're going to say, we have a lot of catching up to do, which means you have to talk about all the things that happened for 2 months. So you have to exchange a lot of information. Carrie Page, thanks for the answer. Well, this is the basic form. I can go into more detail, but an, and the, very difficult for a lot of languages. I understand. To master an, and the, you have to have a lot of language experience in English. So if you're just learning, it's really difficult, but keep trying. Good morning, teacher from Montreal. Bonjour. Comment ça va? I went to Montreal one time in, I think, 2001. And you know, Montreal is in the province. It's in Canada, in the province of Quebec. It's a French province. There's a lot of English speakers in Montreal, but it is a French city. And when I visited Montreal, a lot of the French people were not nice to me. Actually, they were very rude. So I planned to stay in Montreal a few days, but you know, it was 2001. There's no smartphone. So if I'm lost, I have to ask people for help. Which way is the museum or whatever? And everyone I asked for help, they were very rude to me. They didn't want to help me. So I decided after 3 hours in Montreal, I don't like this city. And I left Montreal. I went back to English Canada. Arash, yes, your group is one of the best thing happened to me in 2018. To be honest, I've been looking for a WhatsApp group where I can practice my English with others beginning of the year. Thank you. I'm always trying to make the group better. And please understand, I don't always have time. I visit there every day, but I don't always have time to answer. And I'm very happy when the admins help out. And, 2019, it'll get better. And Arash, as you know, I'm very strict with the rules. And, probably 2019, I'm going to be more strict on getting people to speak more. Because I really want an only English and international English environment. So I think my strict rules are helping to make it a better group. Fortuna Menges. Hi, welcome. Which group are you from? Kasam Kashyap. Hello, sir. Don't call me sir. I am just Robin. And Fortuna Menges from England. Harash, hi, David. Okay, hello, sir. Narain, I'm sorry, I can't pronounce your name. Narain, Fatima Ahmed. Hello, sir. You're in my group. I know you. Layla Marama. Mukarama. How to learn grammar quickly, Mr. Robin. Just call me Robin. You don't have to call me Mr. Robin. I think grammar is difficult. Well, research shows the quickest way to master grammar is reading. That is the quickest way for any human on the earth learning any language to master grammar is through reading, because reading is acquiring grammar, and acquiring grammar is proven to be better than studying grammar. Studying grammar means you're taking out the grammar book, and what is the verb, the object, what's the preposition, you're breaking it down. This works, but my teaching philosophy, this is not how you should learn the language. So you should acquire a language naturally. Your brain is very smart, all students here. Our brains find patterns. Maybe we are aware of that, maybe we are not aware of that. But your brain is very smart to find patterns. So when you are reading a book, and you read, and I always tell my students to read 20-30 minutes a day, you have to make the time. Reading 20-30 minutes a day is better than studying grammar 20-30 minutes a day. Because when you're reading, and you have to try and read for fun, so find stuff you like to read, comic books or gossip from the internet. When you're reading, and you should be reading at your level, and your brain, you're going to read some sentence, and you might not understand the grammar. Don't stop to study that, okay? You don't understand. But you keep reading and reading, and you will see that sentence again, the structure of that sentence. You will see it again, and you will see it again. And without thinking, your brain will start to understand that grammar. Okay? That's how I teach a lot of my students, just reading, and they're quick to get grammar. So, but you got to read. I know these days, with smartphones, and we have so many distractions. Really, I can see my students are reading less and less. They're browsing the internet more, which is a kind of reading, but not a good reading. WhatsApp is reading too, but WhatsApp, the grammar is usually too simple. Nobody's using advanced grammar in WhatsApp. And also, a lot of students are using wrong grammar. So you don't really want to learn grammar from reading WhatsApp. But you should read something for fun, a novel, teenage novel book. It could be a good level. That is guaranteed how you're going to learn grammar quickly. And I promise you, if you read 20 to 30 minutes every day for 2 years, a TOEFL, IELTS test, anything grammar, you could master that. I know because I've had students do that. They've read books. I've taught them by reading books. They never touched a TOEFL, IELTS book. I just got them reading a lot. Okay, sorry I was talking too much about that. I'm very passionate about reading to improve grammar, not studying grammar books. Okay, David, always the hero, David. Rhoda Les, or Lay. Hi, sir, could you please pronounce taught? Again, I'm Canadian pronunciation, which is similar to American pronunciation. You have in English catch, caught, teach, taught. Okay, I hope that helps you. Okay, Layla, Ruman. I don't like compliment when people are just through around what doesn't it mean? I'm sorry, Ruman. Can you make your question a little more clear? Oh, maybe you mean you don't like it when someone, okay, when people throw around compliments, it means they give compliments easy. Like if I go and I see maybe my nieces, my brother's nieces, and I say, oh, you're very pretty. And then I look at the other niece, oh, you're very pretty too. And I look at another niece, oh, you're very pretty too. So it's easy to throw around compliments, and then the compliment doesn't feel special. Maybe that's the meaning about. Carrie Page, is Canadian English the same as American English? No. There's no such thing as one Canadian English. There's no such thing as one American English. There are many regions, even in your own language in your country. You know, everyone here, the language in your country is not all the same. There's different regions. They have different dialects. So in Canada, again, going back to 2001, because I grew up in Western Canada, a city called Edmonton. If anybody knows about Canada, you can Google that, Edmonton. I grew up there. In 2001, I went to Eastern Canada. You know, thousands of kilometers on bus, I went to Eastern Canada. And I arrived on bus. It took a few days. And I arrived in Eastern Canada, and I went into the McDonald's. And I went up to the till, the clerk at McDonald's. And she said something to me, and I didn't understand her English. Okay, so I was very surprised. I'm in Canada, and I grew up in Canada, I'm Canadian, but I traveled to Eastern Canada, I walked into a McDonald's, the clerk said something to me in English, and I was like, whoa, excuse me? So it was a little bit different, but it was enough, it was different enough that it surprised me. I didn't know what she said right away. And that depends where you are in Canada and where you are in America. Now, America, if you're up in northeastern America, New York, Boston, they talk a little different than the southern America. But I would argue that Western America, like California, and Western Canada are closest. I would say that's one region of English. And then, so I would say that let me rephrase that I speak English similar to a Californian rather than a Canadian in Eastern Canada. So it's going beyond country. It's more of a region. I hope that helps. I'm just checking. Me, I have problems with writing. Sometimes I write French words. Parlez-vous français? Rumon, what does it mean? Yeah, I think I answered that. Thanks for the answer, Robin. Rhoda, thanks, Robin. I just want to see how your mouth open when you pronounce it. Taught, caught. And that's it. There's no more questions. I think I'm all caught. If I didn't answer your question, ask me again. If I didn't explain clearly. You know, this is only one way. I could only read. Maybe I know the meaning of your question. Lutfi Zakaria, what's the difference between afternoon and evening? Well, in the day we have morning. Morning is when you wake up, and lunchtime, noon, maybe 12 p.m. is when afternoon starts, and then the evening will start 5 or 6 p.m. That's the evening time, and then sometimes we say night. At night, that's usually later evening. We can say at night. So morning, you wake up, afternoon you have lunch, and some people take a nap, and then evening is the nighttime. Kasam Kashyap. I am Indian, so how can I speak English? I have traveled to India 3 times. I've been to Mumbai, New Delhi, and Calcutta. And Indians speak English great. I think so many Indians speak English. I met so many Indians there who spoke English. They do have a thick accent, but I understood most Indians. Tika. Okay, hello Tika. How to pronounce laugh and laughing. Laugh, GH. A lot of words, not all words. GH is a F sound, so laugh. Another word might be cough and laughing. Laugh, laughing. I hope that helps you, Tika. Maybe you can send a voice note in the WhatsApp group. Thank you for your answers. Your English is very clear. Thank you very much. Some people say I speak too slow. I probably do speak too slow because I've been teaching in Korea 20 years. So I try, when I'm speaking English, I try not to use too many idioms or slang. Noreen, I can understand English very easily, but I can't make sentences properly. Well, so how can I learn to make sentences fast? Any suggestions? Are you talking about writing or speaking? So if it's whatever, writing or speaking, it's just practice. Any language is just practice. The more you practice, the quicker you'll get. Practice every day. It's very important, everyone, to practice every day. You have to practice speaking, writing, listening, and reading. All of the 4 core. This helps you improve quicker, faster, every day. Don't just practice speaking and reading. You got to do the listening and the writing. Hi, my dear friends. I'm Marcos Miranda from Brazil. Hello, Marcos Miranda. Welcome to the group. Kusam Kashyap. How do I make sentences? You made a sentence here. It takes practice. You know, you have to start from beginner, and you have to work up to intermediate and advanced. It takes time. It takes effort. You guys, English is hard. You know, I have students every day asking, how do I do it quickly or fast? No, it takes time. It takes a long time. You know, there's a lot of companies that are books and online courses that are promising to learn English fast. No, you can't. It takes time. And, you know, you don't have to spend money. You can use the internet. There's so many resources on the internet. Excuse me, I'm starting to lose my voice. Thank you. Okay, guys. Lutfi, could I ask about preposition? Sure, ask. Layla, is watching movies can help improve my English? Yes. If you enjoy movies, you watch movies. I've talked to a lot of students who have improved their English by watching movies. My recommendation is you choose your favorite movie and you watch it with your language subtitles first. All right? Watch the movie with your language subtitles. And then wait a few days. And then watch the movie again without the subtitles. But you have to watch it slowly. This is a big problem. All right, you have to watch the movie with your subtitles first to get the entertainment of the movie. Movies are entertaining. All right. So you watch the 2-hour movie with subtitles. You're entertained with the movie. That's finished. The second time you watch it, okay, your goal is not really to be entertained anymore. You know about the movie. You know it's a good movie. Now your goal is more learning from it. So you want to watch it without subtitles, but don't sit down and watch the whole movie 2 hours without subtitles. No, you have to make a plan. I'm going to watch maybe 10 minutes, 20 minutes of this movie every day, just small pieces, because 2 hours is overwhelming. And probably the second time, if you had English subtitles, that would help. But again, don't sit there for 2 hours reading a movie, all right? Do it. You watch the movie once for entertainment. The second, third time, it's study now. So just small portions. Don't do too much in one day. But movies are great. All right, so Latvi, I have more time today to answer about prepositions in, on, and at. There are so many, it's a difficult question. It depends what you're talking about. If you're talking about, I gotta use the board here. So with prepositions, excuse me, they're often mainly used with place and time. When you want to talk about a place or you want to talk about time, you really need to master prepositions. So with place, here, let's make a sentence. Let's meet somewhere. So we have to meet at a place. So we want to say let's meet at the bank. So going back to Carrie Page's question about and the, I'm using the bank because me and the person, we both know this place. So I don't have to explain to that person where the bank is. They know the bank. So let's meet at the bank. So we're going to use at the bank. So I'm going to meet someone at the bank. Let's meet in the bank. All right, now we want to use in for inside the building or inside the classroom. Let's meet in the bank. Let's meet in the school. Let's meet in the classroom. Okay, so for place, at and in. For time, if I have a time like 8, let's say 8 p.m., let's meet at 8 p.m., okay? So for time, at 1, at 2, we always want to use at. Anytime you use at. The only situation you don't use at is when someone asks, what time is it now? If someone asks now, you would just say, it's 8 p.m. So if you're talking about now, you're always going to use right now. It is 8 p.m. But when you're talking about time in general, you're probably going to have at. I woke up at 6. I had dinner at 7 p.m. So for time, at. let's go to date. Let's meet, let's say on Sunday. Days of the week are always on. Let's meet, here, let me make this simpler. In December, months are always in for time. So time at, days of the week, on, months, December. But can you see that? We might have a specific day, the 25th. In this case, the focus is the day, so we use on. Now, for prepositions in, on, and at, I've only explained place and time, but there's many other situations you would use in, on, and at. There's so many different situations, and I'm sorry, there's probably over 10 situations you would use these or more, so I can't really go through them all right now. But I did tell you about place and time, so I hope that helps. Maybe another day we can go into more detail. Oh, you asked about yesterday. We would not use, if you would not use a preposition. Oh, I see. Yesterday's live stream. Okay, never mind. Tika, thank you, Mr. Robin. Don't call me Mr. Robin. Just call me Robin for the pronunciation. Sometimes I make a mistake with the word laugh and laughing. Okay. David, try to learn English or any other language or phrases, fixed sentences, and collocations so you can make less grammatical mistakes. Folks, yep, David's right. Yes, watch movies is good. I watch twice a week American movies with subtitles in English. Good. David, the master of grammar. Yep, David's pretty good with grammar. Once again, thanks, Robin. My pleasure. Lots of things to start answer. I can see it clear, sir. Okay, well, I hope that helps you a little bit. We don't have to learn all of English in one time. You just have to go step by step, a little bit every day. Any other questions, guys? Any personal questions or questions about anything, man? We're at this live stream is 48 minutes, so I can see 15 of you are watching. Are you just watching? You have a question? Now's the time. I'm going to make tea. Do you know how to make a cup of tea, Robin? I think everyone knows how to make tea. Yeah, but I don't. I'm more of a coffee person, so I drink a lot of coffee, not tea. But sometimes I have tea. Oh, Layla, how to pronounce drawing? Now this is a word that's very different between British English. I'm losing my English. Wait a second. Okay, so for drawing, in London or in England, they say more of a drawing. I do a terrible British accent, but they say drawing, the vowel, and they have an R sound in the middle. It's very different. But for my Canadian accent, I would say drawing. I don't say drawing like the British. Heng Tong, hey. Hi, Robin. How do you use the word weather? Okay, let's see. Weather. Erasing this. La la la. La, la, la. Weather. This weather, right? All right. All right, so I'm starting to create a sentence, starting with weather. And this is a common type of, it's actually a question, or not a question, a statement. It's a common statement. Whether you like it or not, it's a long sentence. Whether you like it or not, you must study English every day. So, I hope you can see it clear. Whether you like it or not, you must study English every day. So whether is usually to begin, you're going to introduce two options. Okay, and I'm going to begin my sentence with the two options. So another example would be whether it's raining or snowing. Okay, so it's a kind of if it's raining or snowing. But I'm going to use weather. Whether it's raining or snowing, I have to go to work. Okay, so whether it's this or this, I have to do this. So that's the most common way we use whether. It's a common sentence structure, and you should know it. But I think it's easy to learn if you see it a few times. And you can see the structure. We use whether other places too, but I can't really think of an example now. If you have an example sentence, let me know, and I can teach. How is the weather in Korea? Isn't cold? I think Korea is cold. Not as cold as Canada, but right now it is 8 degrees. Not too bad, but it'll get colder tonight. And Robin, can you speak with a British accent? No, I cannot. Not at all. Hello, everyone. How are you today? Are you having a good time? Sounds terrible. What we see, and see, sheet, seat. See, exactly the same. But sheet, seat, very different. Yeah, C and C are homophones. C. All three words are the same. But sheet, you need the sheet, seat. Look how I move my mouth. Pronunciation is a physical problem. Okay? It is not a mental problem. It is a physical problem. If you cannot pronounce something, that means your mouth is not moving the right way. So if you understand that it's a physical problem, and then you have to work on changing the shape of your mouth when you're making these words, where your tongue is, where your teeth are. Okay? So C, those three C's. Sh. See how my lips are coming out? Sheet. Seat. It's really hard to teach pronunciation because I can't hear you. I don't know if you're doing a good job or whatever. So maybe you can send a voice note in the WhatsApp group. My teacher is British. doesn't like British accent. He speaks Canadian accent. What do you mean? My teacher is British, doesn't like British accent. He speaks Canadian accent. Are you talking about me or another teacher? Ibtisam Macros Miranda Alves. You knew, my dear friends, that we are all spiritual beings passing through a carnal life. We are not of this dimension, Earth. Oh, this is not the right place for religious talk. If you have questions about how to express religious terms or using religious expressions, more than happy to help, but we can't have religious talk, okay? So I'm gonna remove that. Perhaps, probably, and maybe different. Maybe you should have a question mark so I know it's a question. And you should try to make a sentence. Are perhaps, probably, and maybe different? Yes, they are. Perhaps is not so common anymore. Not many people use perhaps. I think that might be more of a British English thing than an American English. I'm not sure. So perhaps is closest to maybe. Okay, so perhaps and maybe are basically the same. More common is maybe. Probably is a little different. Probably is stronger. Maybe can be 50-50, but probably might be 90%. Okay, you have a higher chance of something. So if I said, maybe I will do a live chat tomorrow, that's not so strong. But if I said, probably I will do a live chat tomorrow, yeah, that's strong. All right, the questions are finished. I've been talking, I can see here, for 57 minutes. Okay, I guess it's time to say goodbye. No, probably is not formal. It just means there's more of a chance. It's not formal. It's neutral. Anyway, it's time to say goodbye. Thank you for your questions. I hope you learned something with this live chat. Again, I don't have a schedule for live chat. I'll just do it whenever I think I have free time. So I'll do the live chat for the WhatsApp groups. I might do a live chat group with bigger groups or smaller groups. It depends on the group. Anyway, guys, thank you. I can see your messages. Thank you. Heng Tong, Carrie Page, Layla, Lutfi, Zakaria, Tika. All right. Thank you, guys. I'll see you in the group. So. Okay. Thank you. Bye.